Thanks for downloading a 3CR podcast. 3CR is an independent community radio station based in Melbourne, Australia. We need your financial support to keep going. Go to www.3cr.org.au for more information and to donate online. Now stay tuned for your 3CR podcast.
We're putting up new buildings, we're knocking down the old. We're working in the summer heat and in the winter cold. And the labour power we sell, me boys, for a hard-earned weekly pay produces mighty profits for the greedy MBA. And whether we were born here or born in Italy, in Greece, in Spain or Ireland, in England or Fiji, we all of us are workers, united we must stand, until the wealthy bludgers have been driven from our land. We faced deregistration, it backfired in the face. We're not fooled by arbitration, we won't stay in our place. We hit the bosses hard and fast to win and keep our gains, and break a couple of concrete pours to back our log of claims. So keep your powder dry and hold your head up high. It's class to class and face to face, our limit is the sky. We've got a fighting history and we never will be cowed. Our builders' labour is a name to make a man feel proud.
And it's good morning from the Concrete Gang. And you're hearing this the day after the longest running election campaign of all time, which has still got a long way to go before it catches up with the Concrete Gang, which is the longest running show on Australian radio. Good morning, Gorilla.
Good morning, Warren.
Good morning, String Bean.
Good morning,
Annie.
Award-winning Concrete Gang. That election campaign. No awards for that election campaign, though. That was a boring thing, wasn't it?
Oh, mate. I saw...
What was the highlight?
Brian Dorr and John Clark on Thursday night on ABC TV, and they did a little routine about waking up as they tried to do the last interview about the election. They kept going to sleep. You know what? They're just a bit slower off the mark than me, because I've been asleep for the last 7 weeks, I reckon.
But they didn't, nothing fantastic. If it was me, if I was Bill Shorten, and trust me, I'll never be Bill Shorten, but if I had
you certainly wouldn't be Malcolm Turnbull.
No. But if I had his butt, you know what I'd done? I'd have driven his fucking bus through the Liberal Party headquarters or something, and told them to stick the whole lot up their arse or something, and got front page. I reckon he'd won the election if he'd done something like that. He might have won it, we don't know yet, but just something. Just give us something, Bill. Just give us something. But no, they're all soft cocks. They're all sitting around, arty-darring. Oh, please.
And you voted early.
I did vote early. I made that bloke down there very happy. He's only...
And often. I hope you voted often as well.
Oh. Yeah, well, listen, folks. We recorded this on Friday because we couldn't face another day of worrying about who was going to win the election. Because on the Concrete Gang, we know that regardless of who wins the election, and there's a long way to go, and it looks like there is going to be a certain result, but there's a long way to go with the Senate and all the rest of it. Folks, doesn't matter which one wins, the union's going to go on. And therefore, it's far more important to deal with the issues that we are going to deal with a little bit later in the show about the EBAs and stuff. The sun will come up tomorrow and the union will go on.
It's a thing of beauty, though, isn't it? That he called this election to tidy the Senate up, and he's got a bigger mess than he started with.
That's right, yeah. And it was all about us.
It was all about us, and we never got mentioned.
We never got mentioned. No, I'm preparing all the troops for the papers. I said, it'll all be bullshit. We haven't seen anything. So,
you know. Feel a bit left out, really.
Well, I'm a bit dirty.
Right.
I had my court case. I'm thinking, they're going to use that. They're going to use that. But no.
Well, this show's as confused as the bloody election. But anyway, listen, let's get down to business, basic business. The sun's going to come up, the union's going to go on, and the concrete gang's going to go on and on and on and on and on. And 40 years, and what are we going to talk about? The fundraiser. Again. The only thing we need to talk about, we're going to be positive, we're going to get on the front foot. Let's talk about the fundraiser, Gorilla.
Well, let's talk about a few of the shirt lifters haven't sent in their lovely. Number one, Build Corp, don't answer our phones, Build Corp. Why would you have phones, mate? All the shirt lifters, those directors, and Ashland and his gang, and the Scotch College carpenters, and all those bloody wankers down there. You haven't sent your 500 in. You've big-nosed yourself, Ashley. You haven't sent it in. We can't even ring up and have a go at you because you won't answer your phones. I think we'll have to burn one of their jobs down or something like that. Are we allowed to do that? No, I shouldn't say that because last time I said that something did happen.
More charges.
Little joke, just a little joke out there.
Little joke, we're only making a joke because we're a bit frustrated.
No, Ashley loves that. She loves it when you go crookeding. But look, there's a few punters out there haven't come in, they're lovely, and there's a few that didn't donate. It's not too late. We haven't got the number in, but you can ring up the 3CR radio and make a donation because we're still well short of what we've got to get. But we have got our tune coming up on Monday the 11th.
Week.
Yeah, Monday the 11th at 11 a.m. at the Palace Hotel, City Road, South Melbourne. 11 a.m. We've got a fantastic turn up there. We've got a couple of surprise guests at the moment. We can't announce them because we're not sure if we've got them, but they look like they're coming. And we've also got the Jaded Cats, which is what everyone loves them, a great band, play all the 60s and 70s rock and roll as loud as you like. We've also got some great raffle prizes, and you can only buy the tickets on the day. If it's a $5,000 travel voucher and a $1,000 Dan Murphy. I should keep saying Dan Murphy. We're plugging them. $1,000 liquor voucher. And so you can only buy the tickets out on the day. We've got that beautiful cake that I've been up baking for about 3 months. It's going to be magnificent. If you knew how much it was.
I've spent 10 days decorating it.
Yeah. So it's absolutely going to be sensational.
Just as well I can count to 40. Otherwise, I would have got the candles wrong.
Yeah, when we light the candles, we've got the fire brigade on standby.
Not the CFA.
No, don't go there. So, look, it's going to be a magnificent day, so we need everyone we can get there. I think it's $20 entrance fee. You get a nice feed at the Palace. They're putting on a spit and barbecue and some nibblies and stuff, so you'll all be well fed. And drinks at bar prices, so we need everyone to be there to support it. We can't survive, or 3CR can't survive without $18,000. Oh, no, don't say it. It's 18,000. And if we don't get it, I mean, 3CR can't survive, and neither will the Concrete Gang, the longest running award-winning radio show in the world. And so make sure you're there.
Yep.
I suppose someone of a cynical mind might ask, why would you celebrate talking shit for bloody 40 years?
Yeah, well.
It's a good question. Tell us what the answer is by turning up on the 11th. That's tomorrow week on the 11th at the Palace Hotel, 11 o'clock. And there will be a lot of the old gang there as well, some of the originals who first put the show to air 40 years ago.
And by the way, there is wheelchair access.
Indeed.
Little joke there.
Yes, sorry. All right, okay.
Went over your head, I think.
Yeah, I think it did too. Righto, let's move on and talk about the EBA, and let's just put a few things in context. The EBA has been completed, the 21 days, the 7 days, and all the other requirements of the Fair Work Act.
And any other day.
And any other day you want to name. The vote, the paperwork, all the bullshit's been done, and they are being certified. So when people say that the agreement is not code compliant, the agreement's not this, the agreement's not that, well, folks, last week, any number of agreements have been certified by the Fair Work Commission, the first of which was ProBuild. ProBuild was the agreement that was submitted for code compliance. It passed code compliance after a lot of mucking around and delay, but it is code compliant. It has been certified. It is in place, and the employees of ProBuild will be getting their pay rise from the start of July.
Oh, game on.
So There's quite a number of other companies who also got their agreements certified last week, and there will be a lot more this week. So the first full pay period after the 1st of July, probably won't be this week for most companies, it'll be the following week. So there'll be any number of companies who will have their agreements certified, who will be making the pay increase from the first full pay period after the 1st of July as per the agreement, and there'll be a lot of people who won't be. So all those people who thought they could come along to Festival Hall and vote in favour of an offer for a patent agreement, and they're all told that's only the start. That is the start. You accept the offer, then the negotiations and the process of voting and all the bullshit that takes place under the Fair Work Act, thanks Julia Gillard, all that stuff has still got to be completed for a lot of people. So if you want to get on board, get your pay rise, get the benefits of the new agreement, then you need to get your boss moving on the subject, because you have had negotiations initiated on your behalf, and now he needs to complete the process. Is he going to agree to a patent agreement? Is he going to, in fact, allow you to vote on that? What's he going to do? You need to get off your bums and do something. And let's just say, for those people who have not got an agreement in place, who don't want to put a patent in place, unfortunately, under the Fair Work Act, you are then in a position where if you do not sign on to a patent, you decide that you want to negotiate something separate, you say, well, I'm just going to wait to see what happens in the Senate, and good luck if you can work it out. You might find yourself in a situation where what's on the table is no longer on the table. New log will be issued, and it won't be a cheap log either, because there may in fact be a whole lot of stuff that's in the current patent that's on offer which will not be available, whatever happens in the Senate, etc. So you're better to get on board with the patent, or under the Fair Work Act, because we're working exactly to the Fair Work Act, we will then serve a new log of claims, and the process will start, and protected action is the outcome. So folks, if you're an employee, ask your boss what the hell he's doing, and if you're an employer, have a serious think about where this is all going to, because we don't mind having industrial action under the Fair Work Act. Happy days. We will all enjoy it. It'll be more fun than we've had in a long time.
Protected action, my God.
Protected action.
Every correct. Christmas I wake up and have it's under the Christmas tree. Oh, I love it.
Oh dear. Be careful what you wish for if you're an employer.
Now, change the subject?
No, we're going to go for a track.
That's what I thought we said. I thought that's what I was doing, mate. That's changing the subject? No? It's not changing the subject? So we are changing to a track, and we've got a thrill for the listeners here. We've got the new one from the Red Hot Chili Peppers off the Getaway album, and it's called Dark Necessities.
Is this the one you pinched out at Chatty the other day when you went shoplifting?
Oh, mate, please. And there it was, Red Hot Chili Peppers with their new one. So we're on the cutting edge. We've managed to keep Warren out the way with Dark Necessities. So how's that, Warren? That's got the younger generation jumping and yipping and yahooing on their cornflakes. Bit of the stuff you've put them to sleep with the last 40 years. How's that for apples, pal?
See ya, raise ya. I didn't bring Rod Stewart on the show.
I bought the wrong one, remember?
Oh, yeah, Rod Stewart. Righto, moving right along.
We've got to be diverse, you know. We've got to play a bit of everything, mate. What about when I brought Christopher Cross in? Jesus Christ. Even I give myself 40 lashes with a wet tram ticket after that one. Oh, Christ.
It was an
There's someone out, must have been someone out there liked it. But there was a bit of story to it, mate. You've got to understand there's got to be stories behind it. Bit like this, you know. I could say I played in the same band as Flea, couldn't I? Sort of did. I sort of did.
Really?
At school, yeah. He went to the same school as me, Glen Waverley High. I think he went a bit longer than I did, though. I think everyone did. But anyway, we'll move on. We can't talk about ourselves. What's next?
I went to Waverley High, and I reckon it was a pretty shit school. What do you reckon?
Well, I went to Glen Waverley High.
Yeah, and that was a pretty shit school too?
Well, it was a sport.
Well, we weren't there long enough to work.
No, it wasn't. I got thrown out, but it was. I'll tell you a funny story. But it was a sport-orientated school. Now it's a what do you call it? It's all about only smarties can go there now, and that's what's happened in Glen Waverley because they're all wanting to move in the area to go to the school. When we're at school, they're all moving out to get out of the joint.
Yeah, for those people who remember Jordanville in its heyday.
Yeah, the Geordie boys.
Righto, moving right along. Yes, there is plenty to talk about in the industry, but some of it we can't mention in detail. Anyway, let's have a talk about what happened in Sydney, because it does tell you what the prospects are. Maybe not as great as Sydney, but certainly the issue of concrete panels being lifted out of the street for high-rise building. And in Sydney, one of them went down 20 stories and landed in the street.
Unbelievable.
Now, we've talked about this as a possibility over the years, and it's never happened in Melbourne. There's been a couple of close calls when panels have been lifted off trucks and spun so that they can go up in a certain configuration, and there have been incidents with various parts of the panel collapsing and so on. There's all sorts of incidents that have led to injury, but nothing like being dropped 20 floors into the street. Now, the fact that no one was injured or killed, happy days. But I'm going to tell you, if people don't reckon it can happen in Melbourne, they're kidding themselves. They're absolutely kidding themselves. In the last month to 6 weeks, I think there have been 2 incidents where precast columns have been installed, and then obviously the floors have been built on top of them, and they have started to collapse. They've started to explode, and the floors above them are then thrown out and have to be repropped. Now, if it can happen on first level builders, it can happen on some of the shitbaggers we've got running around building buildings around Melbourne at the moment. So precast is a serious issue, and this incident suggests that however lucky we have been so far, at some point our luck is going to change. Now, we will get some details, and we'll hopefully be able to get some of this stuff onto the website. Or is it already on the website, String Bean?
No, it's not. Being Sydney, we're obviously waiting on our comrades up north to provide some more info. And
wake up.
Yeah.
There's only one good thing about Sydney, the road to Melbourne.
But if we do get information out over the border, then we'll be sure to pop it up.
But it is such a dramatic incident that I think we need to let people know that it happened, and we will get further details and get something on the union website, because I don't think people quite understand what 8 or 9 tonne of reinforced concrete can do if it comes down any distance at all. Now,
can I send a cheerio to all our old members out there? To all the characters, because I'll tell you what, we miss them. Because I'll tell you what, there's not many left. They're going at a great rate.
Yep.
And it was funny. I was listening to the radio on the radio on the way in the day, and Wayne Carey was talking about characters in the game, and there's not many left. And he was talking about not Wayne Swan, Dane Swan, and he's definitely a character. You know, and he's talking about him maybe not playing again. So just losing characters out of football, well, they're all going out of the industry too. And geez, they're sorely missed. I'll tell you, a bit of a laugh and a giggle on the jobs and all that. When things aren't looking good, they always pipe up with something funny and all the things they used to get up to. So it's a pity we can't have a training course for characters, mate.
Unfortunately, you're either born a character or you're not.
Because we could have Georgie Despard. He could be the teacher, couldn't he, of the training course, Georgie?
Cheerio to Georgie.
God love him.
You can't teach that.
Now, just on that subject, the contract scaffold meeting, training meeting, we had the Bull.
Yes.
Tony Gleeson, the Bull. He was there.
Another one.
Even though he passed away some weeks ago, and it's been mentioned on the Concrete Gang, a lot of meetings, he was a character in the scaffolding game. He was a real character. But the Bull has been immortalised in a life-sized, full-colour cardboard cutout. And he went with a can in his hand and a ciggy in his gob and his scaffold belt on. He went to the scaffold meeting, and we all had stood up for a minute's silence, and he was still standing at the end of the minute's silence, and he was the only one with a can in his hand. Good luck to the Bull. Thankfully, he passed away peacefully, and that's nothing less than what he deserved. Righto, moving along, the Radiothon, you owe money, as the Gorilla said earlier, you owe money, you better get it in. There's been a very good return. Half the donations have actually already come in, and there were more delivered on Friday, but there's still a few people who need to get off their butts and put the money in. Scallywags. Now, there was a demo incident. A company called Base Demos lost their licence, but somehow some of their product may have ended up on a site in Hawthorn.
Just a couple of weeks after the demolition gone wrong in North Melbourne, basically the same thing.
Righto.
Unbelievable.
Now, to Twinkle Toes out at Hacer in Doncaster, mate, you pull them down, you got to put them back up. A little bit of censorship on the job by Twinkle Toes, the site foreman. You fat to fix it, didn't you? Now, Suki Lala Award, Joe from KPA is a nominee.
Yeah.
And Andrew Percy from Construct.
Yeah, nearly killed two plumbers on his job, and then after that sold his company, got all union officials in court cases and all that, sold his company, drifted off overseas, running a coffee shop. You know, no all care, no responsibility. You know, that's typical. And then leaves an absolute mess for everyone else to clean up, and officials being charged with all sorts of things, and it's a joke, absolute joke.
And another one.
Good luck on your flight back.
Another one for Suki Lala, the man who's actually has the award named after him, the Michael Clemenger Suki Lala Award. You're a nomination again this week, Michael.
Different category.
The
Suki Lala's now in the scallywag category because he's whinging about signing the EBA and whinging about everyone.
Well, you mean he could be a winner of both?
He could get the double. Right, who's got it? We're running out of time.
Hang on. Bill Corp. You already mentioned Bill Corp.
Yeah, mentioned Bill Corp. They've said they're going to pay $5 and haven't paid it, and all incoming calls that we can't ring them.
Well, I reckon Michael Clemenger should win his own award every week.
Should get the double.
But Andrew Percy,
yeah, he's got it.
Look, I got to say, Scallywag and Andrew Percy from Construct sold the company before anything hit court, mate. We're not going to say any more, but Jesus, looks shocking, doesn't it?
It does.
Righto, the winner of Scallywag of the Week, Andrew Percy, and for Suki Lala, Michael Clemenger.
And we'll go it in the same old way.
Dare to struggle, dare to win. If you don't fight, you lose. And we're going Good morning from the Concrete Gang and your choice.
We're going out with, just in case we have a bit of bad luck in the election, we're going out with John Fogerty, Bad Mood Rising.
Indeed.
You've been listening to a 3CR podcast produced in the studios of independent community radio station 3CR in Melbourne, Australia. For more information, go to allthews.3cr.org.au.